Welcome back to the channel. I'm Leonardo, this time with another demo review of Stranger of Paradise. And I know we all saw the memes, we saw everything, but I was either playing this one or trying out this one or Babylon's Fall. And Babylon's Fall just scratched so bad that I said, okay, I'm not gonna dedicate myself to Babylon's Fall. I'm gonna try this one and see how it is because it has the Final Fantasy orange in there. That does nothing, but okay, it's there, so let me try this out. And boy, where do I begin? Okay, let me start with the story. The story is crap. That's the first thing. I mean, you have three guys that out of nowhere just become buddies and go fight demons. They come back to the city. They talk to the king. The king, I mean, just the animation of the characters, the facial animation, the character animation is so weak. I mean, their facial expressions is basically nothing. The voice acting isn't that bad, but I mean, the characters are just so bland. They're just like wood, especially the main protagonist was Jack. He's so he's got no depth to him. He's just, I'm gonna kill chaos, and that's all you hear. Then they even use that Frank Sinatra song. I have no idea why. It doesn't fit the mood. It doesn't fit the character. It doesn't fit the game. It doesn't fit anywhere. But I guess they just spent a lot of money on the IP and just said, well, now we got the rights to use the music. Just put it anywhere. Just put in a title that says Final Fantasy to see if it works. And, well, it clearly doesn't. Now, the game is very simple. It's a linear beat 'em up, which is kind of a soul. I wouldn't think exactly describe it as Soulsborne, because there's way too much enemies on the screen for it to be a Soulsborne. I mean, Soulsborne is usually 1-on-1 or 2-on-1. This time you got a lot of enemies, and it's really complicated to manage everything, especially those freaking bats that keep doing, crowd control to you. Now, in the game, you do have 4 different characters that you only play with one, which I really think this makes no sense. I mean, on my off time, I play Genshin and I can switch between all the characters that I have there. Here, no. The main character, which is Jack, has all the jobs that the other ones have. So in my mind, I'm going like, why do I have 4 characters in the game while I have all the jobs? I mean, I don't understand what the decision was here. So there's a lot of customization. One of the things that I end up doing a lot when I started playing the game as a normal difficulty level was each time I enter a room or each time I passed a room or a boss or a mini boss, something like that, I always had to go inventory and switch up everything just to keep them, everything alive. I mean, the AI of the other characters is really good, but me, I'm so underpowerful whenever I enter a room that I just die, then I go back, I put on the newest gear, the strongest gear, I go in, I destroy them, then I pass to the next room, I die, I come back, I put the new gear, and this was, this happened all the time. Graphic wise, the game is not good. I mean, sure, it has a little bit of detail, but just look at these graphics. I didn't change anything. I'm playing on PlayStation 4, maybe on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 Turbo, it looks better, but right now, I mean, the crisp of the detail is just so serrated. It's just horrible. Then you have that bloom, that sharp edge with that bloom, like makes everything look metallic. Then you have the hair that they have is just so ragged. It's not smooth. It's not a smooth print. And I mean, I was just looking at this and comparing it to another game that I reviewed, which was Devil May Cry 5, which I thought this was going to be this was going to be, if it plays like Devil May Cry 5, it's going to be great. It's a linear single-player adventure with 4 buddies and all that. It's going to be good, but it's not. I mean, Devil May Cry had came out, I don't know, 7 years ago, something like that, or 5 years ago, and it has way better graphics than this one. And this one was made by Square Enix, which is not a small studio. So yeah, I was just having constant problems with dealing with it. Now, other than that, you do have a little bit of exploration. I mean, you cannot divert a lot from your linear path, but you have a little bit of, some other rooms that might be interesting just to find a chest or something like that, but there's not a lot of exploration. No, this is just a very linear one, and, the enemies are really, really strong. I had, also in gameplay-wise, I had really problems, switching jobs. I mean, some of them not. For instance, if you switch from a great sword to a katana, it's not a big difference. But if you try to use the mage is really complicated. At least for the setup that I had, because you have to engage in the magic, select the magic, select where you're going to hit, and then activate it. And it can also build up. It has a charge up which you need to hold. I mean, playing with the mage was really complicated, but it ended up also being overpowerful, especially fighting the first boss, which is Chaos. So what I did was I first tried to engage with him with a great sword. I realized it wasn't working, so I switched to the mage and I just attacked at a distance, while my teammates actually did, you know, the heavy lifting. At the end, when you destroy Chaos, you find out there's a girl in there, and she says, "Oh my God, I want to be Chaos. I'm gonna be Chaos. I'm gonna destroy Chaos." He goes, "No, you're not. You're going to come with us." And that was it. I mean, that's why the story makes no sense. I mean, it's just ridiculous. A ridiculous event after another ridiculous event.
Bullshit.
And then she's on your team, and you're switching your gear with her. Which to me, I was like, why didn't it? It was much better if they just made 4 different characters with, you know, it could be interchangeable gear, but the gear would actually, you know, change colors or maybe change patterns or maybe change the format, something of it, just to fit 4 different characters, because they're all like this goth metal leather look, and you just switch from one to the other, and they all end up looking the same, which I didn't like. I like if it's 4 characters, it's 4 different characters. The only silver lining that this game has is that it can be played in co-op. And that's cool. I like co-op games. I really enjoy co-op games. I wish Devil May Cry had co-op games with Dante and Virgil, which it doesn't have to this day. So it was one of the main attractions for this one. But I mean, the game is just so battle game. And I mean, they just tried to pile up everything that they had into this one, and this was made by Ninja Theory, which is the same one that did Neo, and people enjoy Neo and they enjoy Neo too, fine, but I was looking more for Devil May Cry, and this is not it. I did play Neo, I did not enjoy it. I do not enjoy that type of battle where, you know, it just breaks the flow of the game. You know, you run into one place and you have enemies. In this case, you have if it's one enemy that you have to a mid-boss, something like that, that you have to, you know, figure out the patterns and beat them. Great, that's the model for Devil May Cry. But in this, I like to pile over, I like to feel overpowered, I like to do multiple combos, and this is not the game for that. So right off the bat, I didn't enjoy the fighting. Then I didn't enjoy the graphics, the story, the characters. I didn't enjoy any of it. I played about 4 to 5 hours, and I've already been all over the map, and the map, it doesn't feel that big. I guess it may be a 20-hour, 30-hour game with no, if you don't play any side quests, you know, like it was Devil May Cry, but combat. Also, trying to adjust the camera during combat switches to the adversary. I mean, the camera is not optimal for this type of game. I had no problems with the camera on Devil May Cry. This one, when I try to adjust the camera, I end up switching to another enemy, not the enemy now, which was really annoying. There's no purpose to the jobs. I mean, many jobs are extremely similar, except for the mage and maybe one or another. But there's like 6 jobs that do all the same thing. I mean, and the combos are just complicated to execute from one to another. I mean, the game just looks boring. I mean, it looks like it was rushed, unpolished, uninteresting. I mean, it's a messy game. I think there was too many cooks in the kitchen, and they, you know, just had the brand Final Fantasy to see if they could make it work, and sadly, it doesn't. And I only played the demo, so I can only imagine what the real game is like. So yeah, I did not enjoy it at all. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great game, guys.
He's out there. I can feel him. I just have to keep looking. I'll find him.
I'm coming too. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. And I only count 3 of you.
We don't need someone whose heart's not in it.
Then show me chaos. Do that, and I might even start to respect you.
Deal.